Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Critical Reactions with your host, Bryan. We're going to continue on with this week's theme of outsider music, looking at artists who are both outside of the mainstream music and academia in general, coming at music from a purely uneducated area, I suppose would be how we would describe that. We've listened to some really interesting stuff this week, and I think it's awesome that aside from what we have received this week, we're going to get some hip hop too, I believe. A bit unexpected for me, but I'm all for it. This is Viper the Riper. Viper the Rapper. Oh man. With the track You Wanna See Me Dead 'Cause of My Hops. So let's dive into it, see what's going on. There is a ton of bass already. Pikmin? The visuals in the beginning were all basketball related. Everything after has been. I mean, this is a Flash game with Pikachu? Has the music changed at all? I don't think so. You know, I kind of dig it. It's very laid back. I could do with a little less bass, but otherwise, It's interesting. The music is still going, but the lyrics aren't. But it looks like he keeps singing.
Yeah, what's happening, family? This Viper. I just want to thank y'all for subscribing to the Viper Vivo channel. Also, be sure to join in and check us out on a regular basis as we will be uploading hot new Viper
It's like
videos
Adventure 2?
every week and sometimes daily. So please check it out. And again, thank y'all for subscribing to Viper Vivo 1.
So we're going to start with the music, my expertise, and we'll push past that into some general ideas I want to talk about here, because, yeah, this kind of worked. Let's see, on the music, there is a 2-bar phrase. There's one chord that plays throughout the entire song. It does not change. On the downbeat of each bar, we get a really fat bass tone. We have a melody line. Again, 2 bars. Does not last very long. We do have a chord that comes on our right side. There is a little lead-in tone that brings us back to it. I believe it's the third note of the chord. So it's not like we're getting anything new introduced into it. It just gives us an anemic single note so that when we get back into the downbeat of beat 1 and we play the note, or sorry, that we play the chord full again, kind of feels like this progression rising from something small to something larger. That's it. That's the music. That's the music for the entire song. Nothing changed from what I could tell. Um, the first 2 bars were the same as the 150th 2 bars were the same as the last 2 bars. Even the rhythmic ideas and melodic ideas, if we attributed some of the rap to pitches, I don't know if they were specifically pitched. They didn't feel sung to me, but I did feel a melodic flow alongside the rhythmic flow. A lot of this was similar from moment to moment as well. There is a little bit more diversity here, which helped alleviate some of the repetition in the music, but for the most part, Viper tended to rely on the same 5, 6, 7 types of ideas for the vocal line, and just utilize whichever, I suppose, felt right to them for the line that they were rapping. Um, all of it, though, comes together into something that feels exceptionally lo-fi and laid back, which pairs well with his exceptionally deep rapping voice. The pitch that he aims for feels very lethargic. There's not a lot of energy in it, which I think is interesting because a lot of what he's singing about is being this really aggressive, energetic person, specifically on the basketball court. I can't imagine that this laid back persona presented here is who he is when he's playing basketball. I'm going to assume there's more energy to it. So it's an interesting energy to use for the topic at hand, but overall, with what the song is going for musically, I think it's the right choice. The entire song then feels a bit laid back and relaxed. It's actually very soothing, which is not something I typically say about hip hop tracks, but it is. I could I could listen to this all day long, despite the repetition. I think it really works best with his vocals over it. The last 30 seconds or so without the vocal work did get a bit repetitive. So even though the vocals tend to have repeated ideas to them, the unexpectedness of what kind of idea he's going to use for each of his lines adds just enough nuance to it to at least keep me interested from moment to moment. The track went by rather quickly for being a 6 minute song of a 2 bar phrase. However, when the lyrics dipped out and we had just the music, I found myself done with it long before the song had ended. And that's the song. It's a laid back, chill groove with very easygoing rapping on top of it. No speed, no technicality in the rhythmic area. It's just nice, chill flow with some pretty interesting lines, a couple of funny parts, but kind of being fairly serious about his skills with basketball. That's it. That's the end of the analysis. We'll hit the lyrics in a bit. I'm pretty sure I got the gist of it, though. I don't think there's going to be anything in there that changes my mind about the ways that the lyrics and the music work. I do want to take a moment, though, to talk about Viper. Seems like a really cool dude to hang out with, but I also have to question what's going on here. There is a good amount of basketball footage in here, both it seems, I think, of him, or at least local basketball games, as well as some professional basketball footage, but it's also interspersed with a bunch of footage that doesn't match anything else going on. There's video games, there's uh, anime girls, there's a kids cartoon. I don't remember what it was. I don't even know if I know what it was. There's Pikmin in here, like of all things. That would be one of the last games I would expect to pop up in a music video for someone being too good at basketball to where his haters would want to shoot him over it. I got this alien or astronaut landing on an alien planet, getting these cute aliens to work for him. Like, interesting decision there. But like, even towards the end of the video, he chose to take footage of him rapping and put it over the audio where there was no lyrics. It's a very strange collection of ideas, but I think the final thing that really solidified him as like a cool person, I think, is the way that at the end of the video he sat down and he's like, "Hey, thanks for checking this out." Like, he's on Vivo. This is Viper's Vivo channel. Vivo is one of the leading music video channels. I mean, if you're a big artist, you have a Vivo channel. And I don't think I've ever seen a video that wasn't from like a personal band channel where he comes in at the end and thanks people for subscribing and checking out. He feels very much like a down to earth YouTuber guy who just happens to have a Vivo rather than a massive celebrity in the world of music, and they have a Vivo because of course they do, right? They just expect you to sign up to subscribe and comment and stuff, and I don't know, it just feels really down to earth. But it also makes me question again what the intent is with some of this, and it makes me question if he's the visual editor on this or if he just makes the music and dances in front of a green screen or whatever and hands it off to a producer, video producer, or another company, or maybe even kids, nephews, cousins, someone in the family who wants to get into video editing, stuff like that. Because I mean, if this dude loves basketball and Pikmin, I definitely want to hang out with him. It's I don't think I'm gonna forget that Pikmin thing. It comes out of nowhere. It's such an obscure title too. Um, I don't know. And then the anime girls at the end while he's talking, like another odd section. But then like there's a couple scenes in here where he adjusts the camera, and then there at the end it looked like he couldn't find the the stop button. And those are things that you would definitely want to edit out, but were left in. And again, what's the intention of that? So it's weird for me to critique the video itself. Usually we're here for the music, but I think the video shares a lot of personality of him that we don't typically get into because we're hyper focused on the music. But given how little there was musically to break down here, I figured I'd take an opportunity to do that because what a video says, angles, production, what kind of story they're trying to tell with the video, what imagery they use, a lot of that speaks about a band's values or an artist's values as well, and it's something we don't get to talk about too often. So I'm going to hit some lyrics here. Again, I don't think it's going to change my mind on anything, but I do want to check them out, and then we'll wrap this up. And yeah, the lyrics don't stray too far away from how good he is at basketball, primarily how high he can jump, which helps him with his short games, two pointers, dunks, but also uh, how other people are afraid of playing against him, so much so that they would rather kill him than have to play a game of basketball against his insane jump height. Um, there's a lot of self praise going on in here, pumping himself up, talking about how he's independently wealthy. That's why he doesn't play for the NBA. He could, but he doesn't like to fly. Um, but he doesn't play for money because, like I said, he's independently wealthy, or he's at least well off enough not to worry about it. Yeah, again, doesn't really change my perspective on the track or not. I got a pretty good gist of it from the lyrics and the video itself. Yeah, those are my thoughts on Vipers. You Want to See Me Dead because of my hops. Let me know what you thought. Down in the comments, give me your opinions, perspectives, thoughts, anything like that. Toss them down there. Above that, in the description box, if you could, find that Linktree link. Takes you here. You can find ways to support the channel, a link to the Discord server, my music, all sorts of stuff in there. Above that, if you could, like, subscribe, and ring the bell. I greatly appreciate all three of those. All right, that is that one. We also have a special selection coming up next. Otherwise, I'll be back tomorrow. I don't know why I pointed over there. I'll be back tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 9 p.m. UTC as usual. Until next time, remember to be critical, not cynical, of the music you listen to, and have a fantastic morning, afternoon, or evening whenever you choose to watch my videos.